Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to my collection update video for February 2020. I've got quite a few DVDs this month, no box sets unfortunately, and a handful of DVDs. So we'll get straight to it and I shall show you the DVDs that I have got first. One of them is quite an interesting one that I got, and I picked this up in a charity shop. And this is legendary Sherlock Holmes movies, and it's got 3 Sherlock Holmes movies on it, and it's the Basil Rathbone ones. I used to love these as a kid. I used to watch these all the time during the 6-week holidays when I was off school when I was young. They used to be on TV all the time and I used to watch them, and so I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes because of those movies mainly. So I was really happy to pick this up. I've never seen this before on Blu-ray or DVD, so I am definitely going to give these a watch at some point. Really fun Sherlock Holmes films, the Basil Rathbone ones. Next one I've picked up on DVD because it's not easy to get on Blu-ray is Roadhouse, the classic 1989 Patrick Swayze film, and the observant ones of you watching this, so who follow the channel closely, will know that I've done a recent classic film review of this after watching this again after a few years. So yeah, Roadhouse, really fun action 80s film starring Patrick Swayze, the late great Patrick Swayze. And this was a gift that I bought my wife. It's a film I didn't watch when it came out. It's not really my sort of film, not generally speaking, but I've watched it now and I am going to do a review of this film because I think it deserves a review, and that is A Star Is Born on DVD. I might actually look to pick this up on Blu-ray because I'm not going to lie, I really enjoyed this film. It's an excellent film. So that's it, A Star Is Born on DVD. And another little fun thing, I don't normally show these when I get them, but I was really pleased to get this, and that is the Dobbs vinyl collectible, numbered 401, and that's a Predator figure. I really like these little Dobbs figures. That's the back of it. I like them. They are Funko figures, they're not Funko Pops, the Dobbs. But they are fun. I quite like the collection I've got. If you look behind, you will see there's up there. I've got quite a few of them. So that's that. Right, onto the Blu-rays now. And of course, the one that I'm sure everyone's adding to their collection this month is Joker, in the nice slipcase. Rewatched this with my wife, who hadn't seen it. Thoroughly enjoyed it, arguably maybe even more the second time round, and she was just blown away by it, especially Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Thoroughly deserves his Oscar, I would suggest. And the next one I got is Angel Has Fallen, and I got this to complete the collection because I got the first 2, really enjoyed them, so I decided to pick this up so I could watch the third one, and then a couple of weeks ago I did the triple review for all the Fallen films. So that's Angel Has Fallen. I have to say I was really impressed with these series of films. I found them really entertaining, and I do suggest you watch the Fallen films if you've not given them a go before. Next one, I've never picked this up because I wasn't impressed with this film when I first watched it, but I've just watched Birds of Prey, so I thought I'd pick it up and I'd add it to the collection, mainly to add it to my DC films, and I will give it another go. That is Suicide Squad, the extended cut. So there we go. I'll give it another go, but I was certainly not overly impressed when I first saw it. It's one of the first films I reviewed on the channel, I think. Certainly maybe in the first 20 films, something like that. I didn't hate it, but I just thought it was a bit tame and a bit naff at times. And I have picked up another Gerard Butler film, and again, you may have noticed very recently I put a review up of this, Den of Thieves, Gerard Butler. Very, very good action thriller. And if you're a fan of the film Heat, this is almost a remake of that film. It's not as blatant as pretending it's a remake, but very, very similar films. But it's a good film. Pick this up only because I've been waiting for a really good box set for this next film, to get all the films and even the TV show maybe. And I've not really found one that I've been happy with yet, so I thought I would pick this up. And it is Robocop, the newly remastered director's cut. I do like the Robocop films. I enjoyed the first one very much, and I enjoyed Robocop 2 arguably more than the first. But I do agree that the third Robocop film isn't very good. Quite a lot of extras on here. Really, really good. It's got a nice documentary and things like that. I love extras on Blu-rays with good documentaries and good extras. I like to learn as much as I can about movies and how they were made. And I've picked this up. I think this director, Denis Villeneuve, is one of the best directors working today. I absolutely adored Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was a masterpiece, and I absolutely loved this as well, Arrival. I'm sure I've reviewed this on the channel. I'd have to go back and double check in my sci-fi playlist, but I think I have. If I haven't, I'll double check and I will do this a review at some point. Beautiful sci-fi, intellectual science fiction film. Really well made, brilliant performances and a great ending. Strongly recommend Arrival if you haven't seen it. Right, I'll move on to some couple of classic horrors that I've picked up. And I have picked up The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. This has actually got some nice tidy extras on it there. I'm not a massive fan of this film. I like it, I don't mind it. I don't think it's as great as some people make out when they put it in like top 10 horror films of all time. But I've got this because I've just watched Doctor Sleep recently and reviewed that. I really enjoyed that, so I want to add that to my collection, but I don't think you can have that in the collection without having this. So there we go. The Shining. And another classic horror, the classic Gregory Peck film, The Orman. This is a horror film that I saw a lot when I was young, and it really stuck in the mind. Very, very good. I think I have reviewed the remake that they did in the mid-noughties or something like that, which was passable, but I don't think it would ever be as good as this. No one could argue, I don't think. And the Marmite film of not last year, the year before, 2018 I believe it was, Hereditary. Tony Collette. Nice slip case. This is one of those horror films that you either loved or you hated. I was in the loved category. I thought it was really intense and psychological and really messed with your head a little bit, and the ending was a real shock and a slap in the face. I really enjoyed this film. I would recommend it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't like it, to put it that way, because some people don't. And this I have never seen. I hear it's a bit of a slow burn, but it's supposed to be remarkable, and that is The Witch. Again in a nice slipcase. I'm going to give this a watch at some point. Looking forward to checking it out. Let me know what you think of this film if you've seen it. And this next film is The Mist. Frank Darabont's film based on the Stephen King novel. This is the 2-disc special edition, and it's got the black and white version as well as the colour version with it. It's got a nice pile of extras there. Now, this film, I've only ever seen it once. I was explaining this to my wife the other night. And the reason I've only ever seen this once is the ending, and if you haven't seen the ending, I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen this film, it was so upsetting to me. I couldn't bring myself to watch it again, but I braved it and got it, put it in the collection, and I am going to try and watch it with my wife again because she's never seen it. And I'm hoping, well, I'm not sure what I'm hoping for if the ending's not as impactful this time, because why wouldn't it be, I suppose, but I'm going to brave it again because it's a damn good film. Right, and the last few that I've got is the Gerard Butler classic 300. This is Sparta and all that. The film that made Gerard Butler's name, and arguably Zack Snyder's name as well. Alien vs Predator 2 Requiem. Yes, I know this isn't very popular, and I've only ever seen it once. I don't remember being particularly impressed with it when I saw it, but I thought it's worth putting in the collection because I want to collect all the Aliens films and all the Predator films. And it was very, very cheap, so I'll put it in the collection. I will probably give it a go again at some point, although I'm not expecting a great deal. Another film I haven't seen, please let me know in the comments what you think of this film if you've seen it. I've often looked at it and thought, shan't I? Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, The Adjustment Bureau. Bit of a sci-fi action film, I believe. It's described as Bourne meets Inception, which intrigues me. Let me know if that's an accurate description, guys. Classic disaster film, the Roland Emmerich film, The Day After Tomorrow. Really, it's a good film. The Edgar Wright film, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, Hot Fuzz, part of the Cornetto trilogy. I think this is probably my favourite of the Cornetto trilogy, if I'm honest. Another one I haven't seen, it's a John Carpenter film. It's only a rental copy, it was very, very cheap, but I thought, well, I'll get it because I've never seen it. The Ward. I think it was something like 50p this. I thought, well, for 50p I'll get it and give it a watch. Please let me know if you've seen this. There has to have some redeeming qualities if John Carpenter directed it, you know. And two really fun, like, budget films now. This one is called 51, and it's like I think it's some kind of sci-fi horror based on Area 51. Never seen it. Let me know, guys, if you have seen this. I will give this a go. It's got a couple of interesting names in there. It's got John O'Shea, who used to be in the Superman TV show. Bruce Box, I can never say his name. Bruce Boxlentier, whatever you want to call him. We see him in all sorts of things. And a classic Christian Slater B-movie, Stranded. It's like a science fiction horror. I like Christian Slater. I've always liked Christian Slater. It's a shame that his career went off the rails a bit. But I have noticed this film before, you know, and I've looked at his filmography and stuff like that. Never been able to see it. Well, now I can. Let me know if you've seen this film as well. So there's a few blind buys there. Let me know if the ones that I've said I haven't seen, if you have seen them, what your thoughts are. Also, let me know in the comments if there's any of these films that you've seen as well, that you're going to add to your collection. And of course, thank you obviously for watching once again, for supporting the channel, and I'll see you back for more reviews on Screen Stars very soon.